All right, well, while Mike's off mic, nice and quiet, most gun owners don't do anything to protect their self-defense rights. You can change that. Become a member today. San Diego County gun owners, we make activism easy. Join today. Go to SDCGO.org/join and sign for a member today, because together we will win.
Test. There we go.
How did you unplug yourself?
I did not unplug myself.
I'm sure you did.
Let's start right there.
Okay.
All right, in studio, Mike Pettengill. How you doing, man?
Good. I was thinking this was going to be a better show with your mic, Ed, but
no.
Let's move forward.
Well, we tried.
No, it's not. All right, 5 things you need to know about the gun show. You know, there's another gun show coming up here the first weekend of June, and it's in Escondido this time. So here are the 5 things you need to know. Gun show, $15. $15 gets you into the show, and it's at a new location, California Center for the Arts in Escondido. So it's right there by City Hall, right in the center of beautiful Escondido. And it happens June 1st and 2nd. That's the first weekend of June. It's right around the corner. In fact, it's about a month away, right? If I'm doing my math right.
I think you're doing your math right, yes.
Because it's not in the city, the oppressive city of San Diego, guns will be for sale. So you will be able to buy and sell firearms at this gun show. It was the city of San Diego that prevented it last time because they suck. So Escondido doesn't suck, and you'll be able to buy and sell guns at this gun show. Awesome job. Congratulations. Number 2 thing you got to learn, Gun Owners Symposium. It is free. So if you purchase a ticket to get into the gun show, you have free access to the Gun Owners Symposium. Gun Owners Symposium talks are included with the gun show admission. Attend many talks as you want.
Great idea.
That's the second thing. The third thing you got to know, in-person classes will be available at discounted prices. $75 class, that'll cover the classes available, and there's going to be more details on that later. So you're going to be able to take classes, gun classes and first aid classes and all kinds of other cool classes at a discount to what you would normally have to pay, Dave.
Wow.
Number 4 thing, Open Range Day. Home on the range for $135 on Friday, May 31st. From 12 to 4 at a private range in Escondido, you can come shoot a bunch of cool stuff.
Killer.
Yeah. Only 40 spots are available. So Open Range Day is $135, and it happens on the Friday before the gun show. So May 31st, 12 to 4 at a private range.
So this is a private range?
Yeah, a private outdoor range in Escondido. And the 5th and final thing you need to know about the gun show is 2A Patriot VIP weekend package for $300, includes everything we just mentioned. So you get to go to range day, you get to take the classes, you get to go to see the symposium speakers, and you get into the show for free for $300. That's cheaper than if you bought each individually. So it includes everything above. You can take as many in-person classes as you want, plus you get a gift bag.
I heard it was worth over $1,000.
Okay, I believe you.
That's what
I'm not good at math, but that sounds about right. I'll tell you, I would go so far to say it's priceless.
See, I was close.
There you go. So, okay, so check it out, gunownersradio.com for more information. So the gun show is $15. The Gun Owners Symposium is free, in-person classes at a discounted rate, and then Open Range Day the Friday before the gun show, and then a 2A Patriot VIP weekend package is only $300.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is very cool. Good job, Rich. Excellent job. People do not realize how much work Rich is putting into this.
No, we have no idea.
No. So, okay, Q&A. So the 4 o'clock segment, as always, is Q&A. And today's Q, it's kind of long, but I want everybody to hear this. I didn't really edit it, but and I'm going to take out the person's name. But it's SB2 related. I need everybody to know about this. Thank you for always defending our Second Amendment rights. Thank you. That's very nice to say. I'm writing to let you know that, in my opinion, my right to concealed carry is being infringed. I kindly request your guidance in regards to my CCW renewal rejection. His CCW renewal rejection due to the new laws that were pushed in 2024. I was granted a CCW license in 2022, even when I had a violation of a vehicle code from July 2019. 3-year summary probation, which I was able to expunge, and the probation was terminated in August 2021. He disclosed it, though, and he was still able to get a CCW. The Sheriff's Department declined to renew my CCW license due to a new law. That law, of course, you're going to find out is SB2. The reason for declining my renewal application is due to the following. According to SB2, in the 5 years prior to the licensing authority receiving the completed application for a new license or license renewal, has been committed to or incarcerated in county jail or state prison for or on probation, parole, post-release community supervision, or mandatory supervision as a result of a conviction or an offense, an element of which involves controlled substances as described in Section 11053 or 11058, inclusive of the Health and Safety Code, or alcohol. Our investigation shows on July 19th, you were convicted of a misdemeanor, et cetera, reckless driving, probation was terminated on June 15th, et cetera. Okay, based on this information, the Sheriff's Department has determined that you are a disqualified person to receive such a license. Your application for a CCW is hereby denied. Okay, so what's happening here? So SB2, everybody was super focused, as we should have been, on the fact that SB2 limited where you could actually carry. That was the 900-pound gorilla in the room. Like, that would completely destroy concealed carry. So everybody was extremely focused on that, as we should be. And, of course, a couple of lawsuits were filed, and the injunction was placed, so you don't have to worry about that. It's still going to be heard. You know, that we still may have to worry about it in the future, but right now there's an injunction. You have to worry about it. But what we're finding is SB2 has a ton of little landmines in it. I mean, it was a really big bill. It was a really big law that got passed. So one of them is that if you basically what we just he was he was convicted of a moving violation. He was on probation, and so the sheriff can't issue him a CCW upon renewal. So he's trying to renew, and the sheriff, according to state law, can't issue that. Now, what we found out a couple of months ago was if you have any kind of protective order filed against you, that you lose your CCW for 5 years. So if someone says, hey, that person looks funny, and so I want a GVRO, a gun violence restraining order against them, it's probably going to get granted because they pass this stuff out like candy on Halloween. Mm-hmm. And boom, you have a GVRO, you go to court and you say, hey, there's no reason I should have this GVRO. And the judge says, yeah, you're right, this is total garbage. You don't have a GVRO. Because it was temporary, because you had it for that 3-week period while you're waiting to go to court, there was no due process. It was absolutely a predatory, punitive thing. It was somebody trying to get revenge or whatever. But you had that GVRO for 3 weeks, temporary GVRO for 3 weeks. You lose your CCW for 5 years. So you lose your CCW for 5 years without any due process. Just boom, gone. That's the bad news. The good news is Gary, our buddy Gary, the attorney.
Yep.
Gary Gibson, he actually just went to court and is working his way through that, and we're hoping to get that completely thrown out soon. So I'm hoping within about a month or two, we're going to be able to have Gary on, and he's going to tell us about a successful lawsuit that he is a part of, that he launched, that he's taking care of, and it will get rid of that piece of SB2. Cool. So stay tuned for that.
All right, folks, this is Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Three-star General Michael J. Flynn, head of the...
Okay.
Okay.
Everybody cool with that?
Yep.
All right. So don't say any. All right.
Don't give away any state secrets.
We're allowed to talk, but just not about certain things, I guess.
Just can't use the 9 words that...
Well, we can say those.
No, not what George Carlin says you can't say.
I think we just should play a George Carlin clip.
I'm surprised my man's not doing it.
So, yeah, 11 weeks.
11 weeks, okay.
Two today.
So okay.
But a lot of people have been 5 and 6.
Okay.
Do you have a Kleenex?
I'm not quite. If you do the math, I'm just barely one. I was like, wait, 1.5? Yeah, 1 week. All right.
So Sam the Gunman gets here on Tuesday.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
exciting.
We're going to go interview some folks, and then he'll be in studio on Mother's Day,
Very cool.
which is next Sunday.
How does his mom feel about that?
Say again?
How does his mom feel about him being
Oh,
here?
she's stoked. Well, she's going to be in the studio, too.
Oh,
It's
okay.
going to be a whole, they're all coming.
Whole family
It's like a
event?
whole family
Oh, you got the
affair.
whole
Who brought
herd coming
these?
in?
Yeah, my sister works for Leatherneck Magazine, the Marine Corps magazine.
Right.
It didn't work for her. She runs that magazine.
Messy.
Right.
She's the top hoo-ha.
Do we have an ad in that magazine
Not yet.
for the radio show?
But she's coming out to do some Marine Corps business. And so she paid for him to come with. So he is going to accompany me on some San Diego County gun owners business all week. And then her daughter, Sam's sister, lives up in Riverside. Like, I think Temecula. It's weird. So anyway, we're going to go up there and see them for like a night. And then she's going to make a nice little Mother's Day brunch. And then we're going to come do the radio show. And then we're going to go on a Mother's Day dinner because her husband, his family lives down here. We got a whole thing. A whole thing going on, Dave.
I know where you're going. You're going to Tom Ham's Lighthouse.
No, I didn't get to pick the. I didn't get to
Good.
pick.
Then they'll probably have a great meal. All right, welcome back. This is Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
Hey, if you ever have a legal matter that involves firearms, you need California's best firearm lawyer, and that means John Dillon. John Dillon specializes in California gun law, so put his number on your phone right now, 760-642-7150. That's John Dillon's California firearm lawyer, 760-642-7150. Put his number on your phone right now.
Okay, Core Essentials is a local company, and they're best known for their belts. In fact, I think we all have Core belts.
I have quite a few.
Yeah, they're awesome. Yeah. They're really, truly awesome. But one of the things Core has been talking about for a while is they want to be a lifestyle company. So they want to expand and do more than belts. So they sent me one of their watches to do a gear review, and I get to tell you, I wanted to not like this thing because I'm a watch snob, you know?
You are.
And so I was like, all right, let's see how this thing goes. I love it. This thing is great. And I'm going to tell you why. So, by the way, I wore this thing as soon as they gave it to me like 2 weeks ago. This is the first time I've taken it off. Like, I really, really, tried to, I didn't invade Afghanistan in this thing, but I wore it around and banged it around. And every once in a while, I'd take it out and try to mess up the bezel. And I really tried to be as hard as I could on this thing. And it is built like a tank. I'm extremely impressed. I really, truly am extremely impressed. But let's start here. So it comes in this little ammo box looking box, which is
Cute little
very
ammo
cool.
can for your watch.
It is. It is. It's cool. And it comes with 2 straps. And I'm going to talk about this watch and the straps separately because it really is 2 separate products. Now, the box is cool, and I think it's neat. I honestly don't know why watch companies do this. I don't know why they do like the special little boxes. I'd rather them just come in like a regular box. And
I'm going to buy it just because of the box.
take
That's what they do.
Take like $10 off the watch or whatever. But whatever, it's nice. It's a nice added
Place
touch.
to store it.
But this watch is it's has so many pluses. Let's start with the band though. So the band is cool because it works just like the belt. It's got that same ratchet system.
Mm-hmm.
So you just stick it right in there, and then you can hear it click. Well, let's see. Here, you hear it click?
Heard it click.
So you can hear it click. Now, the cool thing is, normally you have a strap with holes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you have a bracelet, like with a clasp. And I got to tell you, no matter how much you futz with those,
It's never the right hole.
it's a little
Too
loose.
tight.
It's a little
too
tight. It's a hot day. It gets a little tighter. It's a cold day. It's a little looser. This thing snugs it up perfectly. I mean, it fits your watch. It just disappeared on my wrist. Now, my wrist is enormous.
Totally.
My wrist it's about a 9.25 inch wrist. Just to give you an idea, most people's wrists, 6.5, maybe 7.5. I have a huge wrist. It's ridiculous and obnoxious. This thing, I just got it to about the second click. But it fits perfect. It's a nice snug fit. These watch bands are great.
Are the other bands longer?
No, and I was going to say my one complaint is they could have put about 3 more of these little clicks on there, and I wish they had. I really think that I can't fault them for I mean it's a 9-inch, 9.25-inch wrist, and I was able to wear it. Can't fault them for that, but
you're not the norm.
I'm not the norm. But I got to tell you, this thing is a dive watch. It's a sport watch. I think they should have put a couple more of these little things in there. It wouldn't have taken any more real estate. They could have fit it on the band, and that way you can fit it over like a wetsuit, right? You can fit it over a wetsuit. So the band is very, very cool. I really enjoy the band. But then I'm thinking, all right, you know what? The product is the band. That's what they're known for because of the belt. How good can the watch be, right? The watch is actually very impressive.
Right.
Now, there's a couple of different styles of watches. You can hold it up? There are a couple of different styles of watches. I'll have you'll be like the Vanna White. There are a couple of different styles of watches, right? A watch is a tool, okay? It started out as something that people had to use as a tool, and then it kind of, it grew from there, and some of them are stylish, but they're still a tool. There are a lot of different kinds of tools. There are dive watches. You can tell a dive watch because it has the bezel on the outside that you can spin, and that way you can time your dive because you got to know how long you've been down. Spin the little dial there. So that makes it a dive watch. But the other cool thing is that this watch is also what's called a chronometer. Now, a chronometer, what watch isn't a chronometer, right? But what they mean by a chronometer is it's a stopwatch. Kind of like your high school PE coach had the stopwatch when you were running a quarter mile. Usually, a watch is either a chronometer or a dive watch, and this is actually both. Now, that's one cool thing about this watch is that it fits all needs. If you're a guy who's just a diver and all you do is dive and you're looking for a watch to dive with, you probably wouldn't buy this watch. You'd probably buy a watch that's really more of a dedicated dive watch. But if you're a guy who, hey, this weekend I'm diving, next weekend I'm rock climbing, next weekend I'm working on my car, next weekend I'm, whatever. Like you need a watch for all occasions. That's what this thing's perfect. And it's built like a tank.
I know when you handed it to me and I picked it up, my first thought is, man, that's heavy, but it's like quality heavy.
Exactly,
yeah,
quality
you can feel
heavy.
it. It's solid.
It's made of steel. It's not plastic. The actual movement. Now, what's meant by a watch's movement is its engine. What's actually powering it. That's what they call the movement. The movement is a Swiss quartz. Quartz basically means it needs a battery. That's really what a quartz watch is. Most digital watches are quartz. A mechanical watch is one that you actually have to wind or it winds automatically. So it's a Swiss quartz, which means it's a little bit higher quality quartz. It's still made by the Swiss. It's I don't want to get too far into the weeds on what it means, but it basically means that they kind of started with the quality of a mechanical watch and then made it quartz is kind of what it means. Now there's a bunch of watch guys out there that are screaming at the radio right now and say, that's not what it that's if you're a layman and you don't really need to know the end, that's basically what it means. But what it means to you if you buy this watch is you have a high quality engine or movement in your watch. Extremely reliable, pretty much bulletproof. This thing's going to take a licking and keep on ticking.
They also make 2 models. They make the sport and then the dress.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar with the other models at all. I didn't even look at them online.
I did.
I got to tell you, I fell in love with this thing so much that I didn't even mess with them. It's got the little knob to reset it is actually a screw down.
It's a lock.
Yeah, so you're not going to mess this thing up. The size now, okay, again, 9.25
It's a little
inch.
small for you though.
Well, here's the thing: it's 44 millimeters. So across, it's 44 millimeters. A lot of people would say 44 millimeters is a large watch. I think it's right at the cusp. I think if you're over 44, if you're 45 and above, that's a large watch.
Right.
I think this thing they nailed the size perfectly. I can't even wear a watch that's less than 40 millimeters. It looks ridiculous. So 44, deciding to make this 44 millimeters was absolutely perfect. I think that any size wrist can wear this thing, and which is perfect.
It does. I mean, it looks good on your tree stump.
Yeah, well, I think it looks really good. The other thing is it retails for like $400, but I found it all over the internet for like $325. And I think that's a perfect price for this watch. I really do. You're going to, when you're seeing like a Rolex Dive Submariner for $16,000, this thing for $325 to $400, somewhere in that range, is absolutely perfect. How does that feel, Mike?
And I'll be honest with you. I get my my watches from the bottom of Captain Crunch boxes, and I like this.
Yeah.
I may look into this.
Was I right about you can snug it up and it kind of disappears? Now, the other thing is there's a lot of little things that they did really, really right. So you see the little loops where your extra strap goes? Okay, so they actually this is such a tiny thing, but I just love it. It has two little notches on the band so that those loops won't slide all the way up. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Because that's really super annoying. Because a watch is just, it tells time, right? It's not, it tells time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all the little things that make these watches special, in my
Glow in
opinion.
the dark.
Okay, so that's my complaint. I'm glad you brought it up, and I was going to go there. My one complaint, it's a little bit of a preference thing, but honestly, I think it's a little bit more of an objective complaint than it is a subjective preference. So this thing's called the Eclipse, which means it's all black, which is super cool. That's neat. But the hands, I can't read this thing. If there's any kind of light, I can read it.
But not at night.
Not at night at all. Like at all, I can't read this thing. So the hands either should have been solid white, instead of it's got like the hands are outlined white, or I think they really needed to up the tritium or the glow a lot more. Yeah. So if there's one thing I really disliked about it, it's that. That being said, if you don't need that, if that's not important to you, if you always carry around a flashlight or whatever,
go underneath the desk.
I couldn't read this thing at all. The other thing is I really like to be able to, if I take my watch off, like say you're at a hotel or whatever, if I take my watch off, I like to set it right next to me. And then I, wake up and see, it glowing in the dark. So I don't have to turn my phone on and figure out what time it is or whatever. Because who has an alarm clock anymore, right? I mean, you have an alarm clock?
Absolutely.
Oh my God. Was it from, it was like
remember, he just got Venmo last week, so go easy.
Do they still make alarm clocks?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, you got it from, you were like, it came in third place at a timeshare or something?
And I can't have it where it makes noise.
Oh.
I can't go tick, tick,
well.
tick.
So this thing, that is the one thing I really dislike about it. And I honestly think that it's room for improvement. It's not just a preference thing. I think that they really need to, in version 2 of it, should spend some time.
Well, they only make, like I say, 2 models, so maybe the other model might.
I didn't see that. I know the other model didn't have a bezel, though, right?
Right, no, it's a more dressy.
A little more of a dress, yeah. So I think in a sport watch, I got to tell you, in a dress watch,
in a dress watch,
you're probably okay with not getting some glow on the lights, right. But in a sport watch in this scenario,
should glow.
I really do think you gotta glow. Yeah. You gotta glow. So I this thing's tough enough and capable enough and cool enough that I think if you're looking for a really true hardy sport watch, and you're probably looking at like a G-Shock. You might be looking at Seiko's got their Arnie. There's a couple. Anyway, I think it's absolutely just as capable. It doesn't have the history, Navy SEALs haven't worn this thing yet, but I think it's just as capable, and I think it'll absolutely give them a run for their money. I would recommend this for everyone. And Dave,
that'll make a great gift.
Happy Mother's Day, my friend. You have a new watch.
Why are you giving me this?
Because you wanted it.
Yeah, now it's used.
Well, it's only 2 weeks used.
And it's stretched out.
It is not stretched out.
Look at that log.
You have a nice new watch. Anyway, check it out. Core Essentials. Thank you guys so much. You nailed it. This thing is lovely. It hurt me to give this thing to Dave. I loved it so much.
Why are you
really
giving
wanted
it to me? I was going to go buy one.
No, you got it. It's yours, my friend. No. Listen, you are one of the most generous, kind person I've ever met. You do so much for everybody. I think the least I could do is give you a used watch.
That's perfect.
Thank you, Core Essentials. Highly recommend.
Essentials.
Go buy one. $325 to $400. Can't go wrong.
Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The Answer.
This is Dennis Prager, and now a truly exciting
Gave the
You had
gave the
some of
little
your
ki-
jerky?
I gave the little kid $100 bill,
$100.
Wow.
and he goes, "Whoa, whoa!" And he looks at his dad. Dad, I can't make change.
Yeah.
I said, I did ask for change. Well, what do you want?
That's
I
nice.
don't want anything. I can't eat that stuff. So I just gave it to him. You see the look on their faces. Okay, here's my story. I'm in a hotel up in L.A. with Long Beach.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese hybrid. So I knew I was in trouble when dinner came around.
What do you mean? Oh, the hotels. Was
Yeah.
it like, okay, yeah, keep going. Yeah. What do you mean you knew you were in trouble?
Because no utensils.
What is wrong with you?
Two pieces
No
of
chicken
stick.
nuggets.
Can you use chopsticks?
Yes.
Try. How do you eat soup with a chopstick?
You don't. You don't eat it with a chopstick.
I tried.
I think they should make
I can
chopsticks.
get those little white
You know what they should
squares
do?
out.
They should make chopsticks. I've long thought they should make chopsticks
With a
hollow.
spoon.
They should make them
Like
hollow.
a straw?
Yeah. You just-
You need a straw?
right? Yeah.
So then, and they're eating all this sushi and all this fish.
I don't understand you, Dave.
But then I got steak.
How have you gotten through life?
Hey, then I got
Twinkies.
steak. But
How have you gotten through
Hey,
150
the
years?
steak is this long, that wide, that thick.
Did you ask for a fork?
No.
You could just ask for a fork.
Nobody
Just
spoke,
stab it. Just
Nobody
stab it and
spoke
pick it up.
English.
What were you doing at this hotel?
Toyota is working with.
Are they Japanese?
Yeah, they are.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
they're working with the port of Long Beach.
Gotcha.
They're changing everything to hydrogen.
Wow. Hydrogen.
Well,
Holy
because
crap.
when the great big ships come in, they have to run. Well, they have the worst, nastiest, god awful.
So listen, what are we going to talk about this next segment? I'm so sorry, but I don't
No,
know.
thank you. I can
What are
put
we
my
going to
new
talk about
watch
this
on.
next segment?
Bitching.
The other thing, by the way, is those. It's got a quick release. It's super easy to change that band out.
Go to her real quick. Go to her as soon as we come back.
Why?
What should
I
we
want
want
to
to
hear you
talk about?
talk with that crunch banana in your mouth
Okay.
because it's sticking on. All right, folks. Welcome back to Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
Hey, you want to learn to fly?
Yes.
Hey, how about getting a pilot's license?
All right.
San Diego is one of the best places to get your airplane pilot's license because pilots can fly almost every day. And San Diego Flight Training International is the best school to get your license. Give them a call at 858-569-1822. Learn to fly with SDFTI. Call 858-569-1822.
So Tara Lawson-Raymer is on the County Board of Supervisors, and she's absolutely horrible in every way.
She's been really busy sending me lots of emails.
Are you on her email list?
Yes, somehow. I'm not sure how, but yeah.
Well, here's the latest of her ridiculous crap. So she sent out a press release. Giffords Law Center to prevent gun violence. Giffords Law Center to represent San Diego County in lawsuit against major ghost gun company. Lawsuit alleges company is flagrantly violating California law. Washington, D.C., San Diego County filed a lawsuit on behalf of the people of California. Oh, gosh. Gee, thank you so much. On behalf of the people. We should all be so thankful. Against a major ghost gun company, Defense Distributed and related entities, Ghost Gunner, Inc., and Coast Runner. The county is being represented by Giffords Law Center, the legal arm of the National Gun Safety Group, Giffords, and by Sullivan and Cromwell, LLP, on a pro bono basis. They're doing it for free. The lawsuit alleges Defense Distributed has been illegally marketing and selling a computer numerical control, CNC, milling machine designed to manufacture guns initially called the Ghost Gunner to people who are not licensed to manufacture guns. Defense Distributed was previously barred from selling the Ghost Gunner in California, but rather than stop sales, it rebranded as the Coast Runner and continued to sell the illegal CNC machine in California. The lawsuit is part of Giffords Law Center's ongoing work to hold the gun industry accountable. Quote, changing an illegal gun-making machine's name and paint color doesn't make it legal. Defense Distributed, Ghost Gunner, and Coast Runner have not hidden that this banned machine is used to make guns. In fact, they showed it off at the Gun Industry SHOT Show, the largest firearms trade show in the country, run by the National Shooting Sports Foundation, the Gun Industry's trade association. We're proud to have partnered with San Diego County and Sullivan and Cromwell to stop these reckless companies from selling their product, et cetera, crappity crap, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here's basically what happened. Mike, do you know what a CNC is?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you able to describe it, or you want me to describe it?
Yeah, you do it.
Okay, so a CNC machine it looks like it's about the size of a 1981 microwave, right? It's one of kind of a big, and inside it, you can actually basically 3D print an object, and you feed it some directions, and boom, out pops the object. It's a little limited in what it can do, but one of the things it can do is it can make like an AR lower.
It mills parts.
Mills parts.
There you go.
Right?
Make anything.
Mike,
Yeah.
describing it?
Yeah.
Okay. So they used to say, hey, it's called the Ghost Gunner, and they sold it to the gun community who, we're making
Parts and pieces.
we're home manufacturing firearms is what they were doing. Now, the county of San Diego, what they did is they said, hey, you know what? This 15-step process in order to make a home manufacture a firearm in California, we're going to turn that thing on its ear, and we're going to say, well, we're going to put everything out of order. So it used to be that you'd kind of go through this process and you'd end up with a firearm that was serialized and registered by the state of California by the time you were done. Now they said you can't even buy raw material unless it's serialized. Well, where are you buying raw material that's serialized? It doesn't exist. So they basically said, hey, you know what? Step 4, that we're going to put that at step 1. And it shut down in California or in San Diego. It shut down your ability to home manufacture firearms. And they, of course, tie it to, these are all criminals. They're all horrible people. No, they're hobbyists. Criminals are going to do criminal activity, so making laws to stop criminals.
It's kind of hard to put together an AR-15. Scumbags aren't going to take the time to do it.
No.
Or if they are going to take the time to do it, your law is not going to stop them.
Right.
No.
So, what they're doing is they're going the same thing over and over again. They're going after sane, trained, law-abiding gun owners because they're blaming them for all the ills of the world. So this company that sells this product, this CNC, they said, all right, well, then it's not limited. It's the only thing. It's not like the only thing you can do with it is make firearms. You can do all kinds of stuff with it.
Tons of stuff.
Yeah, like if you have like a saw, or a drill or whatever, you can do it's a tool just like that. You can make all kinds of stuff, right? So they said, all right, well, because you can make all kinds of other stuff, we're just going to change the name, and then, we'll sell it, and you do whatever you want. Like if you're doing something illegal, that's up to you.
Yeah, right.
But we're going to sell this product. We were marketing to the firearms community, but the law changed, so we're going to stop marketing to the firearms community.
Yeah.
Well, Tara Lawson Raymer threw a fit. And so...
Oh, because he changed the name?
Right. Well, this product that was selling just to gun owners is no longer marketing to gun owners, so we're going to go after it. She's running for re-election. She's done a horrible job. Republicans hate her. Democrats really aren't that fond of her, other than the fact that she has a D in front of her name. She's done a horrible job, so she's grasping at straws. The other thing is, I don't want to say that the only reason she's going after guns is because she's up for re-election, because that's a cop-out. She is a true believer. She wants all your guns gone.
Yeah.
She is absolutely an extremist when it comes to firearms, any kind of gun law. She's in love with. She puts her crocodile tears on when she talks about all these different gun laws and why we need to pass more. So she is a true believer. She absolutely wants to take your guns, punish the gun dealers. She is bad news. I don't understand why they had to get an attorney from the Giffords Law Center. If they're breaking a law, we have a district attorney.
Right.
So if that's not proof positive, this has nothing to do with public safety and everything to do with politics, I don't know what is.
Yeah, who is it they're trying to save by this? Whose lives are we saving?
Exactly. They're making a political point. They're using a political organization to make a political point. I imagine if the county said, hey, you know what, we're going to use a bunch of NRA attorneys to go after XYZ or whatever, right? Imagine how much flack they would get for that.
Amazing.
And rightfully, maybe rightfully, right? I mean, if it's clearly political. This has nothing to do with public safety. So where I'm going with this is we've already endorsed a number of people, and we're going to be promoting our voter guide. Everybody here in California, you guys, or in San Diego, no matter where you are in San Diego, you got to be focused on this race. Mm-hmm. Kevin Faulconer is running to replace her, and I got to tell you, there are few people. She's probably worse than Nathan Fletcher when it comes to your gun rights.
Really?
She's really bad.
Is she a girl, Nathan Fletcher?
Well, I mean, she's significantly different. I think she's nowhere near as intelligent. I mean, Nathan Fletcher, whether you liked him or not, I hated him. He was an intelligent man.
Yeah, he was. That's true.
She's not.
Right.
She's a deer in headlights. She's not very smart. She's not very.
How'd she even get in office?
Because history is made by those who show up. She showed up, and so many people won't and don't.
Man, what a victory would be if we could flip that seat.
Wouldn't that
Huge.
be something?
That'd be outstanding.
It would turn the county board pro Second Amendment 3-2, which is now anti Second Amendment 3-2. It would change this county so significantly. So many people are focused on Trump and Biden and what's going on there and blah 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 blah. Guys, whether Trump or Biden is elected, first off, you're in California. Doesn't matter how you vote for Trump or Biden.
Right.
There is absolutely no chance in the world that Trump is going to win in California.
No.
All the electoral votes are going to go for Biden.
Right.
So stop watching Fox News or OAN or whatever you're watching.
Right.
We got to get involved.
Right.
Because if Trump is elected, if Biden is elected, we still have to deal with our county board on a daily basis.
It doesn't make any difference who's in the White House.
And it makes a huge difference who's in that seat. If we can get rid of Tara Lawson-Raymer, replace her with Kevin Faulconer, and you may be thinking, gee, I don't know. I know Kevin Faulconer. He was the mayor of San Diego. There were some things I disagreed with him on. Okay, fine.
He's not as bad as her.
Not as bad as her, but I can tell you he is with us on firearms. Right. He is with us on firearms. We vetted him. I've had numerous conversations with him. But the other thing is the ability to have a 3-2 majority helps in so many different ways. So even if, Faulconer doesn't, champion some of the things that you like, the other two, Jim and Joel, if they're trying to get something done, right now they can't get it done. Mm. They are in the minority. So there are so many things they'd like to undo. There's so many things they'd like to change. There's so many things they'd like to propose. But without Kevin, with Tara Lawson-Raymer there, with Nora Vargas and Monica Stepp, whatever, with them on they can't get it done. Mm-hmm. So there is every reason to focus on this race. This is going to be a huge part of what we focus on at San Diego County Gun Owners is getting Kevin Faulconer elected. And what do I mean by that? Well, yeah, of course you got to vote, but even if you don't live in his district, send him a couple of bucks. Mm-hmm. Reach out to his campaign to volunteer. Walk precincts, make phone calls, stuff envelopes. Keep an eye on our volunteer page because we're going to be doing things to help our endorsed candidates, including Kevin Faulconer. But it's time to roll up your sleeves and put your money where your mouth is.
Here it is. It's the Faulconer Pledge. For every box of ammo you buy between now and Election Day, you give $1 to Faulconer. Boom. For every gun you buy between now and Election Day, you walk 1 day of precincts for Faulconer.
Boom.
I like that. That's a great idea.
That's good, Mike.
I'm here for you.
I knew you were here for a reason, but we just didn't know what it was.
Anyway, so that's what's going on. So Tara Lawson-Raymer got an anti-gun group to give free time to destroy your gun rights. But the good news is she has a very viable opponent who I think right now about a 50-50 shot.
Let's go for it.
So we got it. We can do it, but it's not going to happen unless we actually do it.
Time to take it back.
What?
Time to take it back.
I agree. And by the way, one more tip on this watch. It was heavy when you touched it. You don't even feel it when it's on your arm. Right?
That's it.
Yeah, it looks good too, doesn't it?
You didn't feel it. You don't even feel it.
I know, it just disappears.
But it was a little heavy when you held it.
But it's because of the band. Did you take a picture of that thing?
Yes, of course I did.
All right, well, send me that picture so I can put it up on Instagram.
Cost you $1. All right, this is Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
Hi, this is Felix Taverna. Join me every
The chicks one. Okay, now what do you want to talk about, guys? We got to think of something to fill 10 minutes here.
Oh, piece of cake. Piece of cake.
What do you say?
I don't know what you want to talk
Anything
about.
interesting?
talk about cake.
Talk about fried bananas.
Who brought those?
Rich.
Rich? Figured.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, your teeth are stuck.
Take them out and wash them.
What do you say? We got anything? What do we got?
Well, Mike's going to be, do you want to bring Mike on early?
Yes.
Because I think we can just extend
Yeah, we
wherever,
can.
wherever
Or we
that
can
goes.
keep him here till 5 to 6
Yeah.
and don't let him talk.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
think?
we can do an unpack of the SB2 stuff.
I mean, why is he even here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not feeding him.
Gotta be away from my wife a couple times a month. The court says so.
What? Say it again?
The court says I have to be away from my wife a couple times a month.
The what?
The court says I have to be away from my wife
Oh.
a couple times a month. Oh. Give her a breather. She's teaching a class. She doesn't need me.
There you go.
Okay, so we want to talk more about SB2?
Yeah, we can start
let's do
unpacking that. Okay. I mean, it can go as long as you want it to.
Why don't we talk? So we'll talk on the air. Okay,
Yeah,
I
we
got
can
it.
talk about the problem and then the solution.
Okay.
I've got the application here. Can talk a little bit about the instructor.
My
the,
BSIS came through.
Nice.
I got that.
Did it hurt?
Up.
She tested positive for BSIS.
Did you really? I knew you had just that shit rolling out of your leg.
Really.
Hey, send me that picture.
I just did. She's drained.
I
Did you see all that shit
totally-
draining out of her leg?
No, he wasn't here for that.
Boy, it was gross.
It's pretty impressive.
Dave.
Your wife would have been like,
What are you-
that's amazing.
No, she was. And she goes, oh, that's right. We're
I
talking.
had lunch with this lady the other day. And
We're on
I'm
YouTube.
sitting there.
Oops.
All right, folks. Welcome back to Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
Hey, if you want gear at an affordable price, check out Condor Outdoors. Whether you're a military professional, a law enforcement officer, or simply an avid outdoorsman, Condor products are designed to be versatile, durable, and above all, reliable. So if you're looking for the best in tactical gear, look no further than that Condor Outdoor. Use promo code GOR for a 15% discount off the website, CondorOutdoor.com. Again, use the GOR promo code for a 15% discount. Wow.
15.
515.
All right, so that's a little. So we're talking about. Let me ask you before we go into this. So SB2, we were kind of talking about that, Mike. And you are a CC. You're an instructor. You're a
Yes, sir.
CCW instructor. And you're in. Are you Riverside and San Bernardino or
Riverside and San Diego.
Riverside and San Diego?
Yes.
So how was it? Talk a little bit about the difference between. What did they do in Riverside to make sure that they could get you, certified?
Sheriff Bianco, he extended an invitation out to all the CCW instructors that were on the vendor list to create a post-instructor certification,
Yep.
and invited all those instructors to come in and to take a 40-hour class and become a post-certified instructor, which is a new mandate, one of the new possible mandates to get you to be a CCW instructor.
Good. Okay, so that was pretty easy.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. They had a challenging entry pathway on the very first day. In the first couple of hours, you had to shoot a kind of a challenging shooting qualification, which is kind of a CYA for Riverside County Sheriffs to say, hey, we've got good quality people shooting, and a lot of folks didn't pass that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so a lot of them.
If you had to guess, what percentage?
So
10,
based off
10?
of my wife's class and my class and another instructor's class, maybe a quarter didn't pass or 20% ddidn't pass.
So it was pretty sporty.
Yeah, it was a little aggressive.
How did you do?
100%.
Attaboy.
Do what you have to do.
Okay, cool. All right, so you're certified in San Diego. You're certified in Riverside, so you're
Yes, sir.
good. You're good to go. Awesome.
Yeah, not without a little bit of effort. Alicia and I were talking at break. The process that they've now extended for CCW instructors is intentionally difficult.
Yeah.
Their goal is to reduce the pipeline.
Well, Alicia, what are you post certified now?
I did not go the post route.
You went BS.
So I do have BSIS. And correct. So I went, I'm attempting an alternate route. I've been submitted to the DOJ. I have yet to receive an approval, so we'll see how it goes.
BSIS is security guard instructor.
Security guard. Okay. So BSIS post, and then they re-added the NRA inside the home.
Well, they added an additional layer to that.
Yeah, it's a couple of things. So it's BSIS, which is security guard instructor. It's Commission on Peace Officer Standards and Training, which is post instructor. That's generally thought of to be law enforcement. Then another one that they've got in there is that you can be an authorized by a state of California accredited school to teach a firearms training course. Which is this nebulous thing that no one really understands, but I cracked the egg, and our business is now one of those accredited schools.
How do you mind my asking? Well,
sure. How
do you get accredited?
You fill out a long application that shows your number of hours having instructed others in firearms at a medium or a high level, and then you become on the list of schools, and you pledge that you're going to teach all of the following things, which includes just crazy stuff that has nothing to do with CCWs, bolt action rifles, lever action rifles, break action shotguns. You've got to teach folks all this so that you can certify them to be CCW instructors. Apparently that is very valid.
Okay, let me ask you, okay, so they have the post for mostly for cops, then the BSIS, which is for security guards.
Mm-hmm. They also added California Highway Patrol instructor of weapons or range master, and then they added one more category.
And then so that's clearly more focused for law enforcement.
Yeah.
And then they finally added back a series of NRA classes.
Yeah. So originally it was an NRA pistol instructor, which is where, depending on who you talk to, 80 to 90% of the CCW instructors in California were CCW instructors because they were NRA pistol instructors. Right. So they replaced that. So they did away with that. And then in their own words, they said they got about 2,000 comments during the comment period. And the experts said that they need some of the NRA options. So what they did is they picked the two most difficult to get NRA options. Number one is NRA law enforcement officer instructor, where you have to be a current or prior member of law enforcement to go to this 5-day certification. Then the other one, this is the one that we kind of globbed onto and we're trying to use to help instructors out, is you have to be an NRA personal protection outside the home instructor. Now that sounds grand and all. It's a 3-day class if you really put it together. But the NRA says in order to be personal protection outside the home instructor, you have to first be a personal protection inside the home instructor. To be a personal protection inside the home instructor, you have to first be an NRA pistol instructor. So altogether, if you cram this all together, it's 7 full days of training with 3 different shooting certifications.
7 full days, 3 different. Okay. One question I have is the post and the BSIS and the CHP?
CHP.
Those 3, how much relevance is there in that curriculum and what they teach you?
0.
To CCW.
I mean, other than the basics of how to hold a firearm. But from a CCW perspective.
0.
So the post certification, they actually added a CCW component to something that wasn't already there.
Yeah.
Right.
Isn't that ridiculous?
So they made it different than post.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they said, "Oh well, gee, you got cops and whatever." And it always annoys me when someone. Well, my dad was a cop, so I know how to use guns.
Yeah.
What? That doesn't. You know what I
mean?
Like,
on a daily basis.
I was a radio man in the Navy, so I know how to use guns.
God bless cops. I've done a lot of training of police officers lately, and I had a meeting with a couple of guys and a couple of guys and one gal, and I said, so listen, the reality is we all know you guys don't shoot that good. They're like, what are you talking about? And I said, so you've never experienced a situation where your captain comes up to the range master and says, make sure my guys pass. And so he tries to train you, and then the range master says, hey buddy, you're shooting low left, just aim high right. and they're like, yeah, I guess that happens kind of.
Well, I guess, and proficiency, good or bad, it's just what you have to know and what you have to be able to do when you're carrying, you're a civilian carrying concealed, is completely different than being a cop.
Yeah, and the reality is what Alicia and I and others are teaching is it has a lot more to do with the mentality of my firearm on my hip is the last thing I ever want to use.
Right.
That I want to use situational awareness. I want to use my brain. I want to avoid what's going on. I want to use de-escalation. And if I have resulted to my firearm, it's a bad day.
Yeah, some things went wrong.
You need to walk. You need to be in. When I tell my students first thing in the class is it shouldn't be that you are looking for how may I shoot this guy. What do I need to do to be able to shoot? No, it needs to be. Do I really have to? Do I have to? Because the wrong mindset is, can I?
Okay, so going back to the curriculum though, and the point I was making, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm making the wrong point, I'm making the wrong point. The NRA curriculum that they were hesitant to add, that they almost didn't add, far more relevance to CCW than the ones that they did add, right?
Yeah,
correct.
For sure. You're learning as an instructor. You're learning to teach people, just the title of the class, personal protection outside the home with a firearm, right? You're learning, and again, it is not. Yes, it is. It is. Let's figure out how to pull it from where we're concealing it. But it is the content of that class is more about avoiding the situation.
Avoiding the situation. That's, the only gunfight you win is the one you avoid, right?
Yeah. I tell people, I'm sure Alicia does the same thing. I tell people all the time, I'm like, listen, if you wanted an instructor that was going to remind you of John Wick or John Rambo or John Wayne, you might want to sign up on a different class because this is not what my classes are about. We're about how do we help you learn how to not use your firearm?
John Wick,
John Wayne, John Rambo,
and John. You're as good looking as all three of them. I don't care what anybody says.
Sorry, never mind.
Well, I got to tell you, I mean, I've long said that war is the failure of foreign policy. If you're in a war, that means that you have completely failed on all your foreign policy, and I think that's true. If you have to pull from concealment, you can probably go back. That's why it's kind of why John Correa has a career. Is there's never a situation where someone does a defensive gun use and they couldn't have done something different or better.
Right.
So it's, I don't want to be too harsh. That it's a failure. You totally screwed up. Not necessarily always, but there's something you could have done better or different.
There's 7 steps before you had to pull your gun where you should have made other decisions.
Yeah. Were you, at a stupid place at a stupid time doing something stupid with stupid people, right? I mean, that's it. Entirely possible. Oh. Now, I guess there's a situation that you could think up where you're truly doing everything right and bad still found you. But for the most part, the ability to avoid, no cowboys, man, no cowboys.
Yeah.
That stuff's for the movies, like you said.
No, that's not what we're looking for. And statistically, that's not what's out there. We don't have a statistical. It's a statistical aberration to think that there are CCW holders out there that are doing the John Wick, John Rambo, John Wayne thing, and pulling guns when they don't need to. It just doesn't happen that often.
There you go.
All right, folks. This is Gun Owners Radio.
Stop playing with your watch.
Hey, 1170.
The answer. Well, there you go. Now you get to learn
I
how.
have to figure it out.
Did we beat this horse, or do you want to talk about this some more, a little bit more about the classes?
No, let's talk about it. I was kind of,
Yeah, we like beating horses. You're not going to blow up over there, are you?
Maybe.
It's that banana.
Was it your guys' show when Correa come on, or was it another time I was listening to him when he was talking about how he has never in 50,000 videos never seen anybody go to a second mag, but he's always seen people need to go to a tourniquet?
So that's one of the that's the one thing
we were talking about that.
I think that was on
that's the one thing I learned from him where I actually changed what I do.
Yes, that's what it was.
I never carry a spare mag anymore. I always carry a tourniquet. It's a little different. It was actually, there were 3 times, but none of the 3 times, there were 3 times someone changed the mag, but none of those 3 times did they actually shoot from that mag change.
Out of 50,000.
Cool if they had like a holder that would fit in the mag pouch.
Yeah.
For the tourniquet.
Yeah.
You, if you see how the did you see the other band? They're not all that different, but
I wonder why there are other bands, just different styles.
Aesthetics. Yeah.
They need to come out with the glowy numbers and dial and color.
I agree with him on that.
Eclipse 2 Schwartz Boogaloo.
That band is a little bit more traditional dive band, and the other one's a little bit more of a field band.
They both have a bevel, by the way. I looked it up. Both that one and the more dressy one both have a bevel.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, but they don't have the double
bezel.
That I don't believe it has. No, right. I don't.
But flip it upside down.
It does have the bezel.
You'll see there's like a little switch.
Yeah,
you can quickly take those.
Yeah, I seen that.
Super easy.
That's really easy.
I figured it out, and I have big fat fingers.
I know, little fat chubbies.
I don't figure stuff out real well.
I don't either. I do it till it breaks.
Anyway, figure it out.
So you can't buy a gas powered lawnmower in California.
I can't.
Nobody.
What's wrong with me?
No more?
Nope. But
That's why.
I'm going down to Sears Monday because
Sears.
I would say Sears.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
Sears.
I want to watch you go to Sears.
They've got 10 of them.
You're gonna go buy a Sear.
I'm gonna go buy a lawnmower, but it's gas powered.
Do you have grass?
All those memories of going to a department store. I can't tell my son about that anymore. It's all about online shopping.
You know what I was thinking about? I was thinking all these malls that are getting shut down. You know what they should convert them to?
Gun ranges?
Retirement homes for Gen X.
Now,
you got a food court, and you got a couple of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because where did Gen X? We spend all our time going to the mall, right? So now we should convert them to old folks' homes. I seriously think that's a good idea. By the way,
we just took a vacation and went and saw the Mall of America. And I left and I said, I feel so dirty.
So I saw this.
Yeah.
There was like a.
Is it Chicago?
No, it's Minneapolis.
Oh, Minneapolis.
I saw this list where it was like 12 things you have to see in the United States, and I had seen all of them except Mount Rushmore and the Mall of America.
I had one
those
already.
two on.
You'll have another one.
Yeah, that's right. I saw
sticky.
that.
They're good.
Is it worth it? Because I'm going to be in Minneapolis here in about a month.
You got.
Well, you never been to the mall?
Okay, all right.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see a tolerable size amusement park in the center of it.
Yeah.
Do they have an old
Here's
an Orange
the funny-
Julius? Do they have an Orange Julius?
Yes, they do.
I didn't see it, but they got like
But does it
4
have the raw
stories,
egg?
Well, here's the funny thing is, and you guys may know this, but with kids and stuff, but we stumbled across this DJ doing DJ stuff. There's 1,000 kids on 4 floors watching, and I looked at him and I told my wife, I'm like, oh, that's Marshmallow. And
Hey, are we on the air?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
YouTube.
Technically, in the
Technically.
and she's like,
The YouTube.
who is Marshmallow? I'm like, him, that guy. He wears
Just like a marshmallow.
Yeah, he wears a mask that looks like a marshmallow, and I guess theoretically no one's ever seen his identity.
Stay
And-
puffed marshmallow.
And so my wife's like, "Whoa, I've seen Marshmallow. That's really cool."
Dude, seriously though, you're retired. You move into this
Yeah.
mall. You got a food court. You got a movie theater.
You walk around aimlessly.
Wetzel's pretzels.
You can just
yeah.
Wetzel's pretzels
That's it.
and Orange
I
Julius.
think it's,
Yeah.
it's not a bad idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's a really good idea. If anybody out there is extremely rich and listening,
I would like to go into a real estate
I mean,
deal.
you got retirees moving on to like cruise ships.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? They're going,
yeah.
hell, it's about the same amount of money. Why not take a cruise?
Yeah, and just
free
live there.
medical and
Are you a baseball guy?
a little bit.
So they tore down the old Twins Stadium to build the Mall of America, but they put a brass plaque where the original home plate was,
Oh, that's cool.
and they kept a seat 507 feet away where Harmon Killebrew hit a home run that smacked the back of that seat, and so you find the plate, the brass plate, and then you go find the
Oh,
seat.
that's cool.
I thought that was kind of cool. My
Yeah,
wife's
I'm
like,
not really
my
a
wife's
Twins
like, can we go? I'm just.
I don't know.
Have you been
know
to
about
Field of
Twins.
Dreams yet?
No, that sounds kind of fun though.
Where is that?
It's in Iowa.
It's in Iowa.
Is that between Virginia and Wisconsin? I'm not exactly.
Wait,
a
hold on.
Oh, you got to go.
No, I think it's west of that.
No, Iowa is south of.
Shooter ready.
All I know is
Stand by.
You're a base.
Welcome to Gun Owners Radio. We are your Second Amendment community. interviews, product reviews, politics, trivia. Gun Owners Radio has it all and more. Check us out at gunownersradio.com and tune in every week to hear Dave Stahl, Michael Schwartz, and all our guests talk about everything Second Amendment. Here we go.
All right, folks, welcome back to Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, if you're a gun owner and you need legal protection, even if you do everything right, even if you're 100% justified, you should be prepared for the legal battle after your self-defense battle. That's why you need firearms legal protection. When you join, you get uncapped legal protection for self-defense, for civil or criminal cases with a 24/7 hotline. Joining is easy. Just go to firearmslegal.com, click on Become a Member, use the promo code GOR for a discount, and enjoy the peace of mind knowing that you are protected if you are ever involved in a self-defense incident. Firearmslegal.com and use that discount code GOR.
It's way west. Field of Dreams is way west of Wisconsin. Okay, what are we talking about here? Are we doing a radio show?
Yeah, but it's only a couple 100 miles.
Food.
I guess it is. It's not. You know what? It's not way west. It's not
Because
that
we were
bad.
going to Wisconsin. That's where we were going, and we just did a dog leg over to.
I wonder if I might go see Field of Dreams.
Does your dad like baseball?
No, but he likes Field of Dreams.
But he would probably like something.
He likes corn
Well, there
and
you go.
ghosts.
There you go. You're halfway there.
So, subscribe and win. Subscribe to our email list and win some swag. This week's winner, Denise Stebbins. Congratulations, Denise. All you got to do is email prizes at gunownersradio.com to claim your T-shirt or your hat. And if you like a T-shirt, please be sure to include the size. Gun Owners Symposium at the San Diego Gun Show in Escondido, which, of course, is June 1st and 2nd, with Range Day being May 31st. You're going to be able to see Mayor Dane White. He's the mayor of Escondido. He's also a member of San Diego County Gun Owners. I don't know how many people know this, but he's been a member of San Diego County Gun Owners like from the beginning. And he got on a school board, and then he ran for mayor of Escondido. Escondido is a city with like 200,000 people. I mean, it's a big city. I don't know, maybe it's not 200,000, maybe it's 150,000, but it's pretty. It's a big city. And San Diego County Gun Owners had so much faith in Dane. And we helped get him elected. We're very, very proud of the role we played. I don't want to take anything away from Dane. That guy worked his butt off. But there were not a lot of organizations out there that were really, truly putting their money where their mouth was. With Dane, he was running against an incumbent. He was a younger guy. He was just coming off a school board. And we said, you know what? We believe in him because he believes in us. Let's get it done. And Dane is unapologetic about his Second Amendment support. So make sure you make your way on down to the Gun Owners Symposium at the San Diego Gun Show in Escondido. And thank Dane and compliment his watch. It's going to be a Citizen. He loves Citizens. And thank him for being a Second Amendment guy. Friday, May 31st, Open Range Day with Tap Rack Tyler, Discount Gun Mart, and Barely Training, our buddy Lee. $125 before May 20th, $135 after, so you could save $10 by getting on the old interwebs machine and sign up for Open Range Day right now. Save $10. Try out new pistols that are on the California gun roster. They're adding a bunch of cool
They
guns.
are.
What did they just add? They just added a couple of cool ones, like M&Ps. M&P 2.0.
The 2.0, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's two different frame sizes on that one, too.
Yeah. They're adding some cool stuff. And there's like a Super Shield or something like that they added, right?
The Shield Plus.
That's what it is. Super Shield sounds.
Super Shield. It sounds a little bit better.
The Super Shield. Okay, so you can try out new pistols that just made their way to the California gun roster at a private range in Escondido. There's going to be prizes and giveaways. It's going to be a heck of a time. It's like noon to 4 on May 31st, which is the Friday before the gun show. So in-person classes, you're going to be able to take a bunch of discounted in-person classes, which is just cool. I got to tell you, and there's no other way to describe it. You get to learn all kinds of cool stuff. Are you doing some classes, Mike?
Yes, sir.
What classes are you doing?
We're going to teach drawing from the holster. We're going to teach Stop the Bleed. We're going to do CPR and AED certifications.
It's probably smart to teach Stop the Bleed after the holster class. You know what I mean?
yeah.
In case. Just in case.
Just in case.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
okay,
We can-
well, that's a perfect transition.
It's very wise.
Bang. Oh, we're going to go ahead and roll right into Stop the Bleed, you guys. Yeah.
I'm glad you asked.
Yeah. we're gonna do mastering the handgun. We're gonna do pepper spray certification. Everyone who participates in that's going to get a free canister of pepper spray to take home with them.
Oh wow, what is there a brand or?
Saber. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They're great. They're great.
Yeah, they're gonna get to squirt each other not with pepper spray, but with an inert canister.
Have you taken pepper spray to the face yet?
3 times, yes.
3
times, and
The first 2
Were
times.
you arrested or?
2 of them by law enforcement, but not in a law enforcement situation.
How would you describe the pain?
It sucks really, really bad.
It really does.
It does.
So I teach the class, and Alicia teaches a similar class, and in the class I teach, they say it feels very uncomfortable for 20 to 30 minutes. I'm like, 20 to 30 minutes? How did I get off so poorly? I mean, I literally sat there on 2 of those occasions with a garden hose running over my eyes for over an hour.
Yeah.
It's just terrible.
It's
It
not
really is.
uncommon for the next morning when you shower, your pores open back up,
Yep,
and you
it's terrible.
start the day all over again.
I used pepper spray. I've told the story. I'm not going to tell the story again because I'll bore people. But I used pepper spray on somebody, and he got back up and like kind of bum rushed me. Mm-hmm. The next day, my arm felt severely sunburned from his pepper spray on his face getting on my arm.
Yep.
It hurts.
Yeah,
does.
it's terrible. It burns the skin. I mean, think of it like getting a habanero pepper and smearing that all over your face.
And you can't get away from it.
How does that compare to tear gas?
So it depends on the manufacturer. The thing I like about Saber is it's got the capsaicin, which is the peppers, but it also has the same concept as the tear gas. If you miss the guy and a guy or gal hit him across the chest, it's going to waft up just like it did in the gas chamber.
Gotcha.
The funniest, so I bought a canister, and it had like a horn, like where not a horn, but it was like a funnel, like a reverse funnel. That's the actual spout where it came out of was like a reverse funnel, right? So I'm looking at it, and I read the package. I'm sitting at my desk back when I worked at a bank, and I read on the package that all the bottles are tested before they're sent out. And I looked, and sure enough, there's a little tiny, like a tiny little speck of orange in that little funnel. I'm like, hey, they actually did test it. And I touch it, and then my phone rings, and I'm on the phone with a client.
Then you pick your nose, and then
Well,
it's
close.
all over.
I reached up and just kind of touched my eyebrow. Just so gently, just kind of ran it across my eyebrow. And I'm sitting there talking to the client, and it honestly felt like I took my fingernail and took off a layer of skin. Yeah. That was the pain. And I couldn't figure out what was going on. I'm like, what did I do? And then I realized, tiny little speck.
Just think if you'd have rubbed your eye.
I don't want to think about it. Or think about, what if I had gone to the bathroom?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah. Been there, hated that.
The urinal? Yeah, you didn't like it?
Mike
There's a
would.
website. Okay, so what other classes are you?
So we're bringing in one that I liked all the ones that we taught last time, and I like the ones that we're teaching. We're bringing in a new one that my wife's working on. Alicia will like this too. It's holster options for women. And so my wife's going to come in and provide lots of holster options for women. It's going to be on-body and off-body carry. And really cool how she does this. I don't want to give it all away, but she walks in, you don't know how many guns she has, and she starts pulling dummy guns from all these different places. You're like, wait a second, I don't know if I want to see that.
That's cool. Okay, early bird registration, $65 per class before May 20. Afterwards, it's $75. So you'll be able to save $10 if you hurry up and sign up. Still a huge deal. So $65 is a really great deal. $75 is a great deal, right?
Yep.
So early bird registration for the class is $65 per class before May 20th. After, it's $75. So save the $10, will you? Get on the old gunownersradio.com and sign up for a class today.
Absolutely. All right, folks, this is Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
The Answer San Diego has gone interactive.
Oh, okay, good. Dude,
I'm telling you.
I got to tell you, I'm extremely thrilled that you have a watch that makes you happy, but that was a tough give.
I
That
wouldn't
was
have
a
done
tough
it.
give. It's a nice watch.
I seriously was going to go down and buy it.
No, I'm happy you have it, my friend.
Go
It
buy one
looks
for
good
a
on you.
vagrant.
It looks good on you.
I don't do shit for vagrants.
How about me?
So I purposely, I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear this thing and wear this thing and wear this thing
Wear it out.
for like, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
And
You're over it.
Finally, a couple of days ago, I'm looking over at my watch collection.
Yeah.
You know?
This isn't you.
They miss me.
Yeah, but see, this is not the type of watch you wear.
Yeah, it is.
That I personally wear?
Yeah. I mean, you wear more of the other ones.
Yeah. I liked it, though. I dug it. I had
I
no
know. I'm
problems with
telling you. This is what you're going to see me wear all the time.
it. It's a good watch.
I'm gonna.
I never figured out how to use the chronometer part because what am I going to do with it?
I don't even know what a chronometer.
Stopwatch.
Jumping
It's
up-
a stopwatch. You hit a
oh.
button.
Well, they have this thing. It's the weirdest thing. It's a book,
Yeah.
and it's in the box.
I
But
didn't
it's in Chinese.
He's a man.
And it'll
He doesn't read
tell you how to
instructions.
do things.
He doesn't read
It
instructions.
even has pictures.
Whoa.
I'm not a reader.
No, it has pictures.
Do they use crayon?
Can I color the pictures?
No, you can't color the pictures.
I don't know. We go right past Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. They added
Dave,
to
you
the
got
roster
1 minute.
Another Walther P22 because the ones that we had was so amazing. We needed more. They added it in gray.
Oh, thank goodness.
What'd they take away?
None. They're not.
I thought they had to take away.
They're not upholding that.
You go right through Davenport, Iowa. Hey, why do they call couches Davenports?
You know, that's a good question.
Thank you. Bless,
But
bless
they use-
Sam.
Oh my God, he'll have an answer. Yeah, they used. Little frog in the throat. Hey, folks, welcome back to Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The answer.
Hey, Not Me is for women by women and is designed to help women with training, purchasing a gun, and getting a concealed carry permit. And guess what? It's free. And if you're a woman or you know a woman who needs help, have her sign up and get all the help she needs. All she has to do is go to notmesd.org.
So, Mike, you're going to talk about some cool stuff, right?
Yeah, we're going to continue on where we left off with the CCW instructor stuff. So we got to remember what it was behind SB2 that the anti-gun folks wanted from this. They wanted to reduce the pipeline. They wanted to make it harder for instructors to certify people, and they wanted to make sure that people who wanted to protect themselves with a firearm had less options to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're just taking that same spirit. We're going to flip it on its head. So we talked about how you can now, to become a CCW instructor, if you have an NRA instructor certification for personal protection outside the home, that you can be one of those coveted CCW instructors. And so how do you get that class? You get that class from an NRA training counselor. And so only if we knew an NRA training counselor that loved to stick sticks in the eyes of the anti-gunners, but gosh darn it, we do. That's my wife and myself.
There you go.
And so they want to make it harder. We want to make it easier. And so what we've done is we've put together a series of classes for this summer. So remember, you've got to get NRA pistol instructor first. Then you got to NRA personal protection inside the home second. Then you've got to get NRA personal protection outside the home third. Has to be in that order. So what we've done is we've put them all back to back to back in very condensed format, and we cut the price down by less than 50% of what anybody else is charging for it. So
Wow.
if you looked at personal protection outside the home, you've got to take the student class followed by the instructor class, and that's typically going to run you about $650 or more to do those two together. And so we're charging $300 to do that. And so we've got the pistol instructor, the personal protection inside the home instructor, personal protection outside the home instructor, back to back to back, and we're charging $1,000 for essentially 7 classes over 7 days. And that's something that if you went onto the NRA's website and you said, "How do I get this?" you're gonna be looking at more like $2,500 that's out of your pocket. So what we're trying to do is our little tiny small part in opening up the number of CCW instructors that we can have in the state of California.
That's cool. Well, now the pistol instructor is obvious. I think
Right.
everybody knows what you learn there. What do you learn inside the home?
How to defend yourself inside the home. It's pretty straightforward. It's where you can and can't store your firearm, but it's also how you would use your firearm. They talk a good amount about ballistics and how rounds traveling through drywall. You're looking at the legalities behind storing your firearm. So we actually have to bring in either an attorney or a high-level police officer to testify to people's questions about the legalities in our state.
That's interesting. Is there anything you can think? I'm putting you on the spot, but is there anything after learning the curriculum or after going through the curriculum? Is there anything that you do differently or something that was kind of an epiphany? Like, oh, well, I should probably, you know what I mean? As a result of that class,
for that curriculum in and of itself, just talking more about ballistics, I think,
Yeah.
and it's kind of a geeky subject that's frankly above my pay grade to understand. But chopping it down to a point where the average person can understand it, I think is important, because you've got to know you're legally, morally, and ethically responsible for every round that comes out of your firearm. And if you over-penetrate or you miss, that round's going someplace.
And that's critically important. I think a lot of people don't realize the difference between ball ammo and defensive ammo.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, and that's a lot. I talked to a lot of our students about that. You have two legitimate reasons to have defensive ammo or hollow point ammo. One is that it imparts a greater disbursement of energy, and the second is that as soon as it hits fluid, think your body, it slows down rapidly. And so the concept of overpenetration is not null and void, but it's diminished if you use defensive ammo, the hollow points.
Correct.
But what about the Geneva Convention?
Oh yeah, it's not a problem.
All right,
It's not a problem.
well, that's interesting. Well, now, outside of the home, is that
And then outside the home is talking more about concealed carry. You're talking more about the morals and ethics that go along with that, and so you combine the three, and it's a pretty decent info dump that you're going to get. And I want to stress that what we're not doing with these classes, it's not pay to play. We're not just going to sign off on you getting these certifications. We could lose our certification as a training counselor by doing that. And so you're going to teach the whole class. You're going to do the shooting qualifications, and some people find those to be hard. And you have to go through the class. You have to do teach backs. You have to pass a written test. Everything that goes along with it.
I don't know why. I mean, it's an opportunity to learn something,
Yeah,
that you don't know. It's an opportunity to get better. It's an opportunity to, be able to impress people with your smarts. I don't know why anybody would want to pay to play. I mean, even I don't care who it is, if they come to your class, they're going to learn something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't care how smart I felt I've been in the past, like, oh, gee, I'm taking another class, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I always pick something up.
Always get something.
Yeah.
I make it a point to take at least one brand new shooters class from another local instructor every year, and I did 2 last year. And I love it. I love learning. I love someone picking my grip apart from scratch, someone who's never seen me. And I think it's great to learn new stuff.
Yeah. And embrace. I embrace it. Like, even if I'm in there in my head thinking to myself, well, I'm never going to do this. Like, they don't do it the way I want to do it. So I'm, but embrace it for that 8 hours or whatever.
And this is, and to be honest, we're offering this up to existing instructors and new instructors. It doesn't matter where you are in the process. If you were teaching CCWs in San Diego, Riverside, wherever, we don't care. We've already got someone signed up that's coming in from Washington. I got another guy signed up coming in from Phoenix. And if you looked at SB2 and you said, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to do introduction to shooting for new shooters, and I'm not going to worry about the CCW stuff. It's just California wants to punish CCW instructors. Fine, they win. I throw up my hands. Forget it. Well, don't do that, because we're providing an easier option for you to get through that process. It's $1,000, but it's not the $2,500 you would have had to have gone through. And then if you're a new instructor, or not a new instructor, someone who hasn't been teaching CCWs before, and you think, well, I don't know, maybe now might not be the right time, then yes, the reality is we can always do with more instructors who are instructing, right? That's the big thing here in San Diego. We've got so many CCW instructors that just aren't doing the work. Well, if this is something you want to do, then this is something we want to help you with. And frankly, this is our way of flipping the tables and saying, all right, anti-gunners, you wanted to make it hard. Well, we want to make it easy.
There you go. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to doing that. And we've got classes scheduled out through May, June, July, August, and they're starting to fill up. They're starting to reach the capacity. I can only teach 12 at a time according to NRA standards. So I think we're going to start adding some in September as well. But if anyone wants to get on the list to learn about this, then I'm going to give out my business number, which is a cell that I keep in my pocket at all time. Send us a text or give us a call, 951-574-9009, 951-574-9009. Just say, hey, send me the link about learning more about this, and we'll make sure that you get an opportunity so that you can be a part of the solution as well.
So you can get the personal protection outside of the home, personal protection inside of the home, along with your pistol instructor. Right?
Yeah, if you already have pistol instructor, you don't have to do it again.
I like that you shortened it to PPOTH and PPIF.
PPITH, PPOTH. Only people who know.
That's cool, man. I'm looking forward.
Good. So yeah, hopefully we'll get more. Find a great opportunity to get that fire hose cranked back up and get more CCW holders out there.
And you're up in Riverside.
Yeah, we're located in Murrieta. We do our shooting in North County in Fallbrook, and we do our classes in Murrieta. So it's not too long of a drive. For those of you that are saying, but I got to go all the way from San Diego to Murrieta, I went to Las Vegas for a lot of my training. So suck it up.
Well, suck it up. Well, that's like right there. You guys are pretty central for Riverside and San Diego. It's actually fairly central.
Yeah, I've done some training. I've given and received training in San Diego many times, and
I don't think I knew that
you make the drive.
You were doing the range. Your range is in Fallbrook. I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, we work out of Rainbow Range in Fallbrook.
Oh, cool. Mm-hmm. Debbie's the best.
Yeah. Awesome folks.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah, Debbie and Tom.
Dave, you need to be a CCW instructor. You need to get your CCW number one.
I already got 7 of them. Aliases.
Well, let's get all of your aliases to get CCWs.
There you go.
I think we should.
Alicia and I'll give you half price per
Can you imagine
per personality.
me being an instructor?
No.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Shut up. Shoot straight.
Now that you say it that way.
Think about it. Come on.
Put this on your head. All right, you see if you can shoot it off their head.
We'd be talking about food.
Wait,
I'd
you're
be
not supposed to
checking
do
all
that?
the restaurants. You ever go to the Swing Inn?
What?
No.
Never been to the Swing Inn
Where's
in
that?
Temecula in the old town?
I go to Old Town all the time.
It's the oldest restaurant.
I've been to all of them. I must have. I just
It's called the Swing Inn.
didn't register with me.
It's on the.
You ever been to the Speakeasy there?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool
It's
place.
a pretty cool place.
Go to the sandwich shop and
See, I knew
Get
we'd
your
get some
reservation.
food going here.
yeah, there you go.
Well, that's not the place. What's the diner over by Rainbow? I think it's called Rainbow Diner, right?
Yeah, Rainbow Diner. Yeah,
Now
Yeah.
that's the place.
yeah, it's yummy food. Yeah,
It really is. All right. Well, we've covered food.
And it's Cinco de Mayo, and nobody.
Oh, it's Cinco de Mayo. I
and
forgot.
nobody brought tacos.
Oh,
Man.
jeez. I didn't even notice.
You went to Wiener Schnitzel.
I did.
That means yesterday was May the 4th, and I missed that too.
Yeah, one of the guys at Fox or KUSI comes walking in dressed like.
Yoda?
Yeah, I go, what are you doing?
Wait, what was he dressed like?
He was dressed like had the big robe on.
Oh, a Jedi.
Skywalker?
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And I go, what's the deal, dude? I goes, May the 4th be with you.
Yeah,
I go,
May the 4th be with you.
Okay, fine.
it's always May the 4th in my house.
Yeah, it's always May the 4th. You have a lot of.
I have a wife who's kind of a nerd.
Are you guys Star Wars nerds?
Oh, she is.
We used to go to.
is.
I like how he doesn't own
Throw her
it.
under the
Yeah,
bus.
we used to go to Renaissance fairs,
Oh, yeah, she's done that.
and we dressed in full regalia.
Oh, yeah.
We'd go down to the Buffalo Breath, and
Oh,
they'd
you got
already
the-
they'd have all our clothes lined up.
See, I want to go to a Renaissance fair dressed as an old school Star Trek guy.
No, you need to
Like
go.
every once in a while, I'll talk to a communicator. Like we're on this, give a report back to the ship on some world that we're.
You'd be great as Friar Tuck. Seriously, you could wear your robe. That'd be awesome.
I don't know what to say about that.
You can't have the watch back.
Take
so
him down to the
that's
war in Potrero. What's that?
What?
Down in Potrero, they do the whole Renaissance War out there.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
done it. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. This is Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
We all know that aches and pains come.
Loop skirts. And pantaloons, those frilly things. So she sits down on the grass and passes out. So she goes back, and her hoop
Turns into a tent.
I pushed it down, and in the best Elizabethan I could put together.
Arrow. Can somebody?
Hey, anybody want to see the possibility? One quid is all it'll cost. And then I'd raise it
what
up
are
and
the
show 'em,
odds?
and then
Oh,
I'd
that's
put it
funny.
back down. Had a blast.
Oh man.
Had a blast.
My wife, when we were in Honduras, and I'm the only other person in the room that speaks English.
Uh-huh.
My wife's doing chest compressions on this guy, and my wife says in English, "Is there anyone in here that knows CPR that would be willing to help me with two-man CPR?" I'm like, maybe she'll forget. I'm like, oh no, she just did it in English. She means me. I'm like, I gotcha.
Of course you do.
No.
What are we talking about in this next segment? You got something? Or
Me?
anybody?
Always got something.
Yeah, about 9 more radios.
Yeah.
And I found a place for them to fit.
No.
Yeah, I did. I was so stoked.
Your wife doesn't listen to the YouTube, does she?
She just comes walking out of the room. She goes, I just can't believe you found a spot for them.
What we got, guys? What are we going to talk about?
Well, I think you ought to bring up, you want to bring up the gun show again?
No.
I mean, it's good if we,
All right, we'll talk about. We actually have 3 things coming up, so we'll
Yeah.
talk about it. All right, I got it.
because we got to keep that in the ears of the fans out there.
Yeah, the lead up is shorter this time.
Can't believe it's already coming around to
Yeah.
that time.
There's a couple of things that are coming up that we should. It's going to be a summer of 2A stuff.
2A stuff. All right, folks. Hey, welcome back to Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The answer.
Hey,
Hey,
yeah. Did you know, or do you have an association, a club, or an organization wrestling with their marketing? Well, most organizations waste a lot of money on marketing because it's so tough managing everything. Website, social media, e-commerce, email, and the list goes on. Well, you could leave your frustration behind with Sage Tree's fractional marketing department services. They take care of everything: planning, developing, advertising, and a whole lot more. Getting started is real easy. Visit sagetree.com and click on the schedule an appointment button. That's sagetree.com and click on that schedule a call button now.
so we got a bunch of stuff coming up. We kind of wanted to talk about it because here in San Diego, and not just San Diego, but Southern California, there are a lot of opportunities to do a lot of really cool things. And first, of course, is the very cool gun show that's coming up on June 1st and 2nd.
June 1 and 2.
Yep, they're in Escondido.
Yep.
And it's a long time coming. And now that it's in Escondido, that's we don't have to, as we talked about earlier, we don't have to worry about the restrictions that's the city of San Diego. I tell you what, man, city of San Diego is so ridiculous that they were used this old zoning regulation that had nothing to do with gun shows, and they're the ones that restricted us from being able to buy and sell firearms, which was absolutely ridiculous. But we worked around it. We did as good as we could. But now that it's in Escondido, we don't have to worry about that. So Escondido,
And by the way,
yes,
you can buy, you can sell, you just can't take it home with you.
yeah. I mean, it's got all.
Well, you always
applicable
want to
law.
bring it up because there's
Yeah.
some,
You
guy
have
out there.
it's everything. All applicable law. You got to go through the 10-day wait period.
Right.
You got to go through an
Right.
FFL.
Right.
All transfers have
Just
to go through
wanted
an
to
FFL.
make sure.
Wait,
everybody
I
understood.
thought there was a gun show loophole.
There is, but we haven't been able to find it. But they have found it.
Just make sure you bring your documents too. So if you're coming to buy, bring your docs.
Like,
Bring it.
who are you?
Well, your driver's license, and if it's a real ID, it stands alone as your state ID. If it says federal limits apply, you still need a supplemental. You need passport card, or birth certificate.
What about a bill that shows where you
Proof
live?
of residency,
Yeah.
right?
Car registration.
Car registration. If it has your legal name with your same address that matches your ID, that works.
What if my name's written on the band in my underwear? Would that
That'll
suffice?
work if you can get him
Is it
down here.
notarized? Maybe if we notarize it.
I would buy you a gun.
That's
to
not how I'd
see your
describe it.
underwear.
And then your FSC card.
So you want to see my ID?
No, not after that. Not after that lead in. Okay, so June 1st and 2nd in Escondido. Who knows what you're going to pull out after
I
that?
know. And where's it located?
At
In
the
Escondido?
Escondido Performing Arts,
Where's that?
which it's right by City Hall. It's right in downtown, beautiful downtown Escondido. So the symposium, the gun show, it's all there. It's all going to be very, very cool. So that's the first thing we want to talk about. That's your first opportunity to do something very cool in San Diego when it comes to Second Amendment. Your second opportunity is something we haven't really talked about. The 39th Annual Gun Rights Policy Conference. This is I think it's the first time it's been it's the first time it's ever been in San Diego. I think it's the first time it's ever been in California. But this is the 39th Annual Gun Rights Policy Conference. Now, it's sponsored by the Second Amendment Foundation, or as Adam likes to call it, SAF. SAF is an extremely wonderful organization, and they've had this conference every year, of course, for 39 years. And really what they do is it's an opportunity to hear from activists, community leaders, politicians, lawyers. A lot of the Second Amendment leaders are going to be there, and a lot of the attorneys that are doing these lawsuits are going to be there. YouTube, guys, other people in media, Second Amendment media.
Are you going?
Absolutely, I'm a guest speaker.
Oh.
I'm going to be a speaker.
Hey, Alicia, you want to go and we'll see if we can get a drink?
Sure.
Can't get a
I'm
drink.
in.
Because they won't give us a card or a business card or a necklace. We'll just go down there and drink.
And it's, by the way, you know how much it costs?
How much?
You can totally afford this.
Then I'm coming.
It's free.
Oh, cool.
It's September 27th through the 29th, 2024. So it's in September.
Okay. Where's it at?
San Diego, California. It's at the San Diego Marriott in Mission Valley.
Oh, I know where that's at.
So right in the center.
Alicia, you and I'll go down, sit in the front row, and clap the whole time he's talking.
Dude, start a wave. I want to see you guys start a
We
wave.
could do a wave.
Bring a beach ball.
There you go.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's even better.
That would be. Please do that. Please do that. That would be awesome. While I'm getting up there giving a talk, you guys start a wave. Do it.
Go, Mike.
The theme this year is empower, educate, and defend. Now, I thought this was interesting. Why California? They wrote in their invite to me a section that said, why California? We, that's SAF, Second Amendment Foundation, we deliberately chose California as the venue due to its unrelenting anti-Second Amendment legislative efforts and the corresponding lawsuits seeking to overturn these unconstitutional laws. SAF currently has over 15 active lawsuits in California. We're committed to confronting those who seek to undermine our constitutional rights by hosting GRPC in San Diego. We send a powerful message of resilience and determination.
I'm definitely going to go to that one.
They were out in Phoenix last year, and so they couldn't get any closer to California than Phoenix, and so now they must have tunneled under the wall.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering how they did get in.
But it's cool. It's a big deal. And, Adam Kraut's been on the show. Adam Kraut spoke at Gun Prom a couple years ago. Second Amendment Foundation is on many of the lawsuits that we're on. Or maybe all. They might be on all of them. I'll have to think about it.
I think they are. Yeah.
So they're absolutely a wonderful, wonderful partner. And this is a very cool event. And like I said, it's free. It's free. You can afford it.
I'll get the ball.
And it's in Mission Valley. Yeah, get the ball. It's in Mission Valley. So Gun Rights Policy Conference. A lot of the folks you see on YouTube are going to be there. A lot of the folks whose articles you read, John Petrolino, he's going to be there. That guy's the best. I can't wait to see him.
Sam should be there.
Yeah, you know what? He should be there. I'm going to talk to him about that.
Just do an extended vacation from Gun Prom. Just
little knucklehead. Yeah. So that's the other thing. Good transition. So the next 2 weeks later, in October 12th, right? Double check.
Oh, the prom
is Gun Prom.
Yes, it is.
And it is October 12th. It's up at the Omni. and you're going to be able to buy tickets starting this Thursday. You're gonna, in your inbox, you're going to get an email that's going to talk all about Gun Prom.
No tables.
No tables. It's casino night. So it's Gun Prom, casino night. You're going to get to play games. If you've never played craps or poker or whatever, all these different games, if you've never played and you're intimidated, this is the time to you'll be able to learn. The dealers are that's their forte. That's what they're trying to do is, hey, come on, we'll show you how to do it. There's no need to be embarrassed. You don't have to be all intimidated. You're not going to get all fancy like they do in Vegas and yell out a bunch of terms that you don't understand. So you're going to be able to go, play, have fun. There's going to be hors d'oeuvres, heavy hors d'oeuvres. There's going to be drinks. There's going to be booze for purchase, coffee and dessert. We're going to have some speakers. You're going to have and then here's what you do. So you play. Okay, and everybody, if you buy a ticket, $175 ticket gets you in the door. That comes with a $100 chip, so you can immediately start playing. So you start playing the games. They teach you if you need to learn. You have a real fun night, and then however much in chips you have, you turn those in for tickets, and you could win a gun. Our big our drawing for the different firearms. So that's how it's going to work this year. Plus, we'll have some announcements. We'll give away some awards. But it's going to be lighter on talk and heavy on fun. So you're going to be able to play, have a good time. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be one of the best gun proms ever. So
tickets go on sale this week.
This week, you go to gunprom.com. You want to keep your eye on your email. Keep your eye on the ball. But keep your eye on
the ticket's $175 per person.
$175 per person. And then there are sponsorship opportunities that we'll have up there. So if you're a business owner, if you're looking to sponsor the event, reach out to our folks, our attendees. You want to be a part of the Second Amendment community, you're going to be able to sponsor the event and get recognition for that.
Are you going to have raffle prizes? I mean, tabletop prizes with a box? Like we did.
So it's just going to be the gun raffle like normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, well, there's going to be a silent auction.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. There'll be a silent auction and then the gun raffle. So it'll be very, very cool. It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. But
what time do the tickets go on sale? Because Alicia and I want to get ticket number
1 and 2.
0001 and 0002.
Well, the secret is we're probably going to have it all set up like Wednesday. So you don't even have to wait for the email. Just go to gunprom.com. Keep your eye on that.
Hit that refresh button.
Hit the refresh button. Mike's just going to be sitting there for, I appreciate you guys being so excited about it. So many people are. And it's like Gun Prom version 2.0 because it's very, very different than any other gun proms. And, it's always, I got to tell you, it's always a little nerve-wracking when you make a big change like that.
Yeah.
Right?
Comic-Con for gun guys. We're there, baby.
There you go. So it'll be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And it's at the Omni Resort in La Costa Omni Resort, which is Carlsbad. It's basically Carlsbad.
Oh, one little
which is North Carolina.
positive tip.
Yes.
Whenever we have the silent auctions and then something's laying on the table,
yes,
we ought to have something that says what it is.
They do.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they do.
No, they didn't.
I'll bet you a watch.
I don't know that Dave
I'll
knows
bet
how
you
to
a watch
read.
they had it on there.
No, because I remember.
Hey, so you just said on the ball.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. You know where that comes from?
Where's that come from?
The first watch company that got a contract for the railroads was the company Ball. So a lot of people think on the ball. And there's actually a good argument to be made that on the ball means that you're watching like a baseball, like you have your eyes on the ball. But there's a lot more evidence to show that on the ball
means you're on time.
Because you had
hear
a
that,
ball
Brendan?
watch.
Okay, write that one down.
On the ball. So so ball watches. By the way, ball watches are still very, very nice.
Did you just buy one for your dad?
My old man's got a ball watch. Yeah, he's got the NEDU, the Navy Experimental Diving Unit commemorative dive watch by Ball, which is an extremely nice dive watch. But on the ball means that you just keep in perfect time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it means it's very accurate. So there you go. Learn a little something.
Plethora of knowledge. So your dad and you are going to go to Wisconsin, and you're
not my Jeep. Good Lord, I'm flying out there.
Well, how are you getting back?
Flying.
Oh, and what are you going to drive around?
The old man's got a jalopy that we're going to cruise in. Yeah. He's got a 1972 El Camino.
Oh, shoot, you're there, brother.
I'm just kidding. Right?
You have to get a mullet before you get back there. You've been good with a mullet.
Hank would have to get hair before he'd get a mullet.
Oh, that's messed up. right, we're going to take a break. Why? 'Cause Sam the Gunman's right around the corner.
Hoo-ha.
This is Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1, AM 1170.
The Answer.
We all know that aches and pains come with.
Or
Good.
Sam the Gunman, Stump My
How come
Nephew.
Core isn't sponsoring?
I don't know, but you should call and ask him.
I know. I'm going to go over there and tell them.
Say, hey, I got your watch.
Let me know if you guys need some help with that.
You should go and say,
Spanish on that one.
hey,
that
it's time
Spanish.
for you to be a.
I think you might be reading the question. Are you talking about the question or are you talking about the ad?
The question.
Yeah, you're reading the question.
Español Argentino Fábrica de Automóvil S.A.
That's what you
Bless
say.
you.
Yeah, God bless you.
HAFDASA.
And S.A. is not.
HAFDASA.
It's a French word, actually.
Isn't that what? Well,
Easy, big fella.
dude, that watch looks good on you, man.
I'm telling you, it fit me way better than you.
I dare you. Why can't you just give a compliment without insulting?
I don't know. Maybe that's why I don't have any friends.
I can't remember how to flip this.
Don't you hate that?
Flipping. What are you flipping?
Oh, you flip it. That's what I thought.
Trying to edit your.
I know. It's like you go like this.
Like this.
I just like
Wait, I just figured it out.
See, we knew you would.
It's gonna wind it up.
Goes the weasel. Things we do to make a living.
Should I post it? I'll post it later. We're going to post your watch in a couple hours while I have some time to really write about it.
What are you gonna, yeah, because you know all about it. You go shooting today?
Yeah, this morning.
All right, folks. Welcome back to Gun Owners Radio, FM 96.1 AM 1170.
The Answer.
Hey, have you been keeping your guns clean and lubricated the way you should? I don't think so. But if you have been procrastinating because cleaning your guns with traditional product is smelly, pain in the butt, and it just, you just need to go get Seal One. Seal One is an all-in-one product that cleans, lubricates, protects your firearm. Clean your guns faster, easier, safer with Seal One. No more smelling like gas. Enjoy the confidence and peace of mind knowing your gun's protected with the best. Buy some now at seal1.com. And can't you usually get this in gun stores?
Yeah, it's all I use.
Yeah. And if they don't have it, make them get it.
That's right. Say, hey, where's my Seal One? I want my Seal One. Yeah, Seal One, the exclusive sponsor for the Stump My Nephew segment, which, of course, is our most popular Asked About segment. Okay, so thank you so much, Seal One. It's really, really, what a pleasure it is having you as a sponsor. Again, we've been a longtime friend. Dwight, you, sir, are just the absolute best. So thank you so much for being a sponsor. Everybody go out and buy some Seal One. They've earned it. They put their money where their mouth is. They want to make sure that you have your Second Amendment rights. They roll up their sleeves. They get involved. Seal One. They're absolutely awesome. Okay, so here we go. Stump My Nephew. Sam the Gunman, of course, is my nephew. We found out years ago that Sam is extremely good at gun trivia despite his young and tender age. But so what we started doing is we started looking for harder and harder questions. So if you have a really hard question and you send it in and we use it on the air, we'll give you a hat or a shirt. And if you stump my nephew, you're going to get tickets to Gun Prom, which of course is October 12th this year, right here in San Diego. All right, Sam, you there?
Yeah. Disclaimer: it has to be a real question. It can't be, "What do I have in my pocket?"
Oh, then never mind. The show's over.
It has to be an answer that is like reasonably knowable.
Hey, so Alicia brought up a good point. 2 weeks prior to Gun Prom is the Gun Rights Policy Conference from SAF, Second Amendment Foundation, and you should be there. So we need to get you out here for that, and then you need to stay long enough to go to gun prompt, because that's like a 2-week little vacation there. So I need you to mark your calendar. And
I'll have to take a look at my schedule. I'll get back to you on that.
Get your people to get back to my people.
I'll talk to my secretary.
There you go.
All right, Mike Pettengill, who you're a fan, right? You like Sambo?
I am a Sam the Gunman fanboy.
That's awesome, Mike. I'm a Mike Pettengill fanboy. That's best guy ever. Okay,
that makes two of us.
So we're gonna Mike Pettengill is gonna ask Sam the Gunman the question. So without further ado, the Seal 1 Stump My Nephew.
The Stump My Nephew, sponsored by Seal 1 question, comes to us today from Nelson from Denver. And it has to do with an acronym. What pistol was known as the HAFDASA? HAFDASA.
HAFDASA.
Nelson, thanks for writing in from beautiful Denver, Colorado, the city that was founded because they took one look at the mountains and said, nope, we're stopping here.
There you go.
What is the HAFDASA? I can tell you the DASA part because that's easy. Everyone knows that. It's double action, single action. But HAF, that's got to be French.
We'll give you a hint. You're
Oh,
wrong.
do I deserve a hint?
You were wrong on the first part, and it's Spanish.
Oh, okay.
HAFDASA.
Sam, I'll be honest.
What?
Until I read the answer, I thought the exact same thing you did. I saw DASA and I thought, oh, I know what that is. You're not alone.
Yep,
but we're also both wrong.
I've got nothing. He's got me on this one.
So let's give you the name of the company first. Stop with that nasty music. Hispano Argentino Fábrica de Automóviles.
Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that.
All right. I'll give you another small clue. It comes from Hispano Suiza.
Which is a car.
It's also they also built autocannons, but I didn't know they were in the small arms business as well.
Yep, you're in the right ballpark. All right, ready for the answer?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. I mean, he got me good on this one.
Nice job, Nelson. You're flying in from Denver, which was good because they have an airport right there.
They
although
do.
it's here, it's kind of a creepy airport.
It's a bit of a nightmare to fly out of with firearms, though. Leaving
it's a giant
a
sock.
lot of extra time.
All right, go ahead. What's the Mike Pettengill with the answer?
All right, the Ballester Molina was originally made by Spanish automotive company Hispano Suiza. The Argentine section of the company was contracted by the Argentine government to make small arms, which adapted the design of the Colt 1911 A1. Manufactured in the 1930s, the Ballester Molina was adopted by the Argentine police and army, as well as the British Special Operations Executive. HAFDASA is the initials of the manufacturer Hispano Argentino Fábrica de Automóviles S.A.
You know what's weird? So, you know, he's rarely stumped.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, you're rarely here. And I think every time you read the question, he gets stumped.
I think so, too.
I'll never read another question.
I know. I'm starting to get suspicious. Oh, it's not the end of it. What the SA stands for?
The SA is a French term, Société Anonyme, which is like an LLC in an international business. It's a type of limited company.
HAFDASA. Well, there you go. Did you know that? Obviously, I guess you didn't know that.
No, I knew of the Ballester Molina, but I didn't know it had been licensed, produced in Argentina, let alone by Hispano Suiza.
Well, I know. No one's half the battle. All right, my friend. So,
HAF the battle.
Do you got a blog coming up?
Yeah, coming up. I mentioned that one last time.
Oh, okay. All right. Would you be posted tomorrow?
Yeah, it should be.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, good. You give a refresher. What's everybody going to see tomorrow when you post it?
Bullet materials. You asked for that one a while ago. Because that's, as I understand it, now I'm not completely up on all the California hunting laws, but if I understand correctly, they're either trying to or have successfully banned lead ammunition for hunting because of the contamination it produces. So people have to use solid copper bullets. And so I talk about Like, why the heck do we use lead in the first place anyway?
I remember asking that. I'm looking forward to reading this. This will be interesting.
They have successfully banned it in California. And when they were debating the legislation on the floor, they talked about all the poor little duckies that were eating the pellets.
No. The lead pellets? All right, well, cool. And you're going to be in the studio next week, right?
Yes.
Looking forward to that?
You bet I am.
All right, good. Well, we better we got to get you a really good question. And we also, when he comes into the studio, we can't hand him an agenda with the question answer right there on the agenda. So we got to remember that. That's something I would totally do. Well, cool, man. Well, thank you so much, Sam. You're awesome as always. I'm sorry you didn't get it this time. I'm blaming it all on Mike Pettengill. We only I'll tell you what, man. He throws the heaters.
I'll never do it again, Sam. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That was a good one. Thank you, Nelson, for writing in that. That was a really good question. That was tough.
Yeah, but see, it also proves to all our listeners that
we're not cheating.
Yeah, and he's human too.
Sam's not human. Stop that.
Oh,
he's inhuman.
I would go there.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much. See you. I guess I'm going to see you this week. So I'll see you in a couple days, my friend.
Yep. See you in a few days. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Fly safe. All right.
There's a show you got to watch.
I got to watch. I'm not taking it off.
Sam got stumped. Mike gave us a little 1-2 on SB2.
But now I feel bad about the whole Sam thing.
And then stumped Sam.
I'd be devastated.
Oh my gosh.
I got a fried banana.
Alicia got a fried banana. What a great! This is like what a great show this was. My goodness.
I got a rock.
You got a rock.
You are a rock, my friend.
Star.
I'm an island. All right, I think we're completely out of material now.
Yeah,
There's absolutely nothing else. So why don't we start reading the commercials and
I'm done.
let's put a fork in
I
this.
got too much.
I feel like at
too
this
much
point
time.
it was such a good show
We should
that
just
if we
end it?
if we do anything else, it's just going to start to break it down.
I have a quick question though, since Sam brought up hunting, and I don't know if Mike knows or either Mike knows. When hunting, there's a rule. You can, if you are hunting deer with bow in California, you cannot have a firearm on you. Do we know why?
No. You know that for a fact?
So I actually had a lesson with somebody, and they questioned it. They questioned it to me and asked if that was true. I did some research. That's what I found. I found that it was a valid thing, that is in place. I'm just curious why. I couldn't find anybody that knew why.
The only thing I could think of, Mike, do you know the answer?
Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
Okay.
So, good news is
because this has been sitting on my brain.
I'm
I'm
a
trying to
hunter's ed
figure it out.
instructor. So, the reasoning is that if you're I'm just carrying my 6.5 Creedmoor to protect myself from meth heads. No, you're carrying the 6.5 Creedmoor to take out the deer and then shove an arrow into his chest with your hands.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
So that you're not fooling them. Like you're out there shooting with
But
you're
wouldn't your
hunting with a gun.
defense be smell the barrel?
You could. Yeah.
And if it hasn't been fired,
you can carry a sidearm.
You can. Because I was reading that you could not.
Could not have any firearm whatsoever.
To be honest, I don't have the codes in front of me right
Let's take it
now.
out.
From memory, from what I recall, you could not have any.
Well, let's cover that next. I'll tell you what. Next
Let's do some research.
topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, next week let's in the Q&A section.
Because I did find where it was challenged, and there were groups that were fighting it, and I was struggling to follow the trail.
I know when you're fishing, you don't even need a CCW to carry concealed.
Right.
So a whole different,
With hunting, it's a whole different
thing, whole different animal.
concept. That's it.
Because you can go hunting, and if you're on federal land, you can carry a sidearm even if you don't have a CCW.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
There was just something
protect yourself from
unique
meth
about-
heads and mountain lions.
That's it.
Thanks for watching this episode from Gun Owners Radio. If you're watching mainstream media, you're not getting the truth about guns and the Second Amendment. Gun Owners Radio is the easiest way to stay on top of the Second Amendment fight, the fight for your self-defense rights. You can watch our live stream on YouTube every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, or if you're in San Diego, AM 1170, FM 96.1, The Answer. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform. Just do a search for Gun Owners Radio and you'll find our show. Don't forget to support our sponsors. Click on the links in the show notes and support the businesses that support your Second Amendment rights. Like and subscribe to help defend and restore the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.